Welcome back for a brand new episode of the Clashing Conferences podcast, basketball edition. To get started, let's just pay some bills real quick. So we want to talk about our sponsor, Lotwin, Lotwi or WYN.
Hey,
Sorry, wrote it down.
that's twice now.
I
Somebody
wrote it
did that
down.
last week.
But if you want to rep your team with a custom 3D printed hype chain, these are the people to talk to. You can get them for anything for a special occasion, like a big game, I don't know, a wedding, maybe a bar mitzvah, whatever you're into. But you get to rep your team, or you could get one that sponsored or that is a shout out to us. You can get our Clashing Conferences chain.
Listen, I'm buying a chain. I'm actually going to put an order in probably this week.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
on a custom mega chain.
I don't know if you get to use it,
Ah.
but our listeners definitely get to use the promo code.
I got you, Razor Ramon.
Oh, another belt. Another belt.
Okay.
The
Everywhere.
Boston fans with the belt.
Well, hold on now. But that's like when there was two Undertakers, okay? There's only one golden champion. And since Greg doesn't join the Google chat, I am the only golden champion. Remember that.
Okay, now that we're done
Yeah.
stepping all over the promo code. It is TCC Pod for 10% off of whatever you get. They have lots of stuff, custom stuff. You're going to love it.
I'm going to love it. Hey, real quick, speaking of that belt, and since you're doing sponsors, what's that hat you're wearing?
Who? Me?
You usually don't wear a hat. Usually you're showing your beautiful locks.
You know, you're not wrong, Topher, but I see you're very observant tonight, so I appreciate that. So I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret, okay? Rick Marone, he's been out here hustling, working. People are seeing the style. They're appreciating what I'm doing. So I have a little partnership that I want to bring to the Clashing Conferences. So boys and girls, Cowboy Revolution Apparel, who made this lovely hat. Look at this right here. Now, again, I wanted to get down for two reasons. Number one, they're a veteran-affiliated company. And number
Like it.
two, me and Tony's grandfather, who's about 5 feet tall and also a veteran, was also a cowboy. Now, he lived nowhere near down south, but that man was a cowboy, let me tell you. So, with that said, I saw this and thought, why not? So here we are, Cowboy Revolution Apparel. And as a matter of fact, just because I'm in such a giving mood, Topher, you said you like my hat?
I do like your hat.
All right, you usually wear a blue hat, right?
Blue or black or orange.
All
Orange
right,
and
so
blue.
what if, how about if
That's
I
right.
just, I'm
Hey,
doing so
now.
well. What if I just send you this? How about that? Are you okay
I
with
would
that?
love that. Yeah, of
All right.
course.
Content manager, I know you're there. So for all the hard work you do, sir, I'm going to send you a couple of hats too. How about that? I like this one. Okay. So boom. And I'm going to send a couple his way so that we can start giving them away. What do you think, Dave? Think that's a good idea?
I guess I have to buy my own, but I think it's a great idea.
You want to hear something cool though, Dave? There's a promo code. You want to know what it is?
I do.
Rick Ramone.
Rick Ramone is the promo code.
Nice.
Wow.
15%
I like
off. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to do this thing. So let's go.
All right.
Cowboy Revolution Apparel. We got sponsors. We're
And
blowing
they got
up.
others.
What
They
can
got
I
other
say?
stuff. I don't mean to, Dave. I'm sorry. Now I want to know. They got like jackets, hats,
Yeah, man,
shirts.
they got hoodies, they got stuff for guys, women. I got a hoodie the other day. I was rocking it. It is A1. So I'm just saying, I'm falling in love. You can too. You don't have to, but you could. Just saying. So there you go. That's
All
my
right.
2
Thank you,
cents.
sir. Good work.
Back to the
I
sports.
like it.
Glad to know I get 15% off.
All right.
So I guess there's so much to talk about. I don't know how much we're allowed to talk about March Madness because I know it's on everybody's brain, but I know there's a whole show just for that, so we might have to skip that. But I think I heard somebody wanted to talk about the Scalabrine one-on-one.
Who saw it first? Raise your hand. I want to do all the talking today, but who saw it?
I didn't see it.
I did not see it, no. I just saw like little snippets and clips on social.
All right, I will be quick because I just did a lot of talking. But basically, there's a guy in New York, plays street ball, usually just beats the crap out of everybody. Challenged Scal. Scal called him out, showed up, and beat him 11-0. And when I say he beat him, like,
What?
this guy fouled him, and Scal went, okay, no fouls. And then he elbowed him in the face, and the guy got mad and threw the ball out of the court. So it was great. But again, Scal showed up and just showed everybody. He's like, look, I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me. And people think that he's joking, and it's not a joke. So 11-0.
Wow, nice.
Hey man, he played for what 10+ years in the NBA, so he's
Mm-hmm.
gotta have something to his name.
And then
Yeah,
he
he's
goes
also
on
like
to
six-
6'9" or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And who was the dude? Just some like street baller, really good. Like,
He's an old dude. He's probably in his like 50s. He used to play in boots. I'll give him credit on that. He'll make some crazy trick shots. His name is George the Messiah, but I feel like after that it should be George
guy with the
Messiah.
beard?
So, huh?
The guy with the long beard who went viral. I think he hit like a shot from the sidewalk and ran in the middle of the
he
street.
probably should have did that against Scal because that would have been the only one he would have made. So,
you know who I want Scal to play? I want Scal to play Adam Sandler. Adam
That'd be a
Sandler
good
can ball.
match.
Adam
Yeah.
Sandler can ball, and I bet
No,
you Adam.
he should-
I bet you Adam Sandler could take this dude in the boots and the beard.
no, he would just elbow him right in the face. It would be.
Adam Sandler can hoot, man. I
Yeah,
don't.
longest yard. It'd be the longest yard all over again
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
I like it.
No, Scal did this like 10 years ago on the local sports, 98.5 up here, and it was called the Scallenge. And he played a bunch of guys that played college ball and whatever, and he beat them all. But again, what he does is he just shows. It's like when if you're a dad and you're playing your kid, and then finally they're getting old enough to beat you, and so you just decide to play bully ball and just back them down and just score every time down. That's what he does. He just goes, watch this,
Yeah.
pow, pow, bucket. Like, you can't stop me. So,
Nice.
mm-hmm.
That's too easy.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the Knickerbockers. I know we're all
Well,
excited.
yeah,
about
the
it.
first
We didn't
I
see.
wanted to ask: has anybody heard about Tracy Morgan and how he's doing?
Yeah, he's doing
Hear the
fine.
conclusion of that.
Yeah, he
like,
called
what-
me after the
what-
game the other day. He said, "Thanks for checking in on me," and I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Do we believe it was actually food poisoning, or was he just like way too hammered? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
I'm-
think he was hammered. I don't. It was like second quarter of the game. He always sits courtside like that. He
Always
sits in that
sit,
same
yeah.
seat.
Yep.
I mean, there was a bottle of water near him. He didn't look intoxicated. I think something just. I mean, he's had some conditions and stuff. He's had some medical conditions. I think he's diabetic, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, he had that really serious car accident a few years ago. So I think maybe it was food poisoning, but obviously no one
looking
said
for
he
an
looked
Amazon truck. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
exactly. No one said that he looked like intoxicated or he was acting up or anything like that. I think it just
yeah.
unfortunately where he
I would
sat.
have been
it went
pissed at you
viral.
guys if you took Tracy Morgan from us.
Oh, man,
Eh.
I love him. He's great. I loved him when he was on Roommates talking, and I think he posted that picture today. He said, "We're 1-0 with me puking on the court." I guess I'm going to have to break this out for the playoffs. I thought that was fun.
Oh boy.
It wasn't
I was
from
happy
the
to-
quality of play. I thought it was from watching those guys just play. He got
Yeah, they
sick.
said it was food poison, but he didn't say it was from the garden. So I don't know. I don't know.
Couldn't have been
Food
from watching
up
them.
there.
It might have been from watching the Heat play, not the Knicks.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, well,
pitching
it could have been from the start of the game because our notorious bad start, it started pretty ugly, and then we went on that. I think Cat had a 15-0 run by himself, if I'm not mistaken, if that was the game. Maybe not.
I'm just noticing that it feels like it's a like Boston Celtics dirty Knickerbocker tag team match and
Yeah,
Dave's
pretty much.
referee.
It is tonight, yeah.
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 Yeah. A couple guest referees up in here.
We're
Okay.
both on like a little bit of it ain't like a great time for either one of us. We're not playing awful. We're not playing great. Like you guys are struggling a little bit, aren't you?
No,
No? No?
No.
All right.
we're sitting starters like 40% every night.
Yeah.
40% of our starters sit.
I know you lost the other night. I saw Porzingis was well, no, you didn't. You did come back that game, but Porzingis did play.
But you almost lost.
We did
We
almost
did
lose.
lose. We lost to the
Yeah.
Cavs. We lost to who's the other? Oh, okay.
You did. You lost to a couple games in between,
Yeah, we
and then
lost
you
to
almost
the two teams that have a better record than us out of everybody. Yes, you're right. By a handful of points. Yes, that
and
did
that's
happen.
who we lost to, and everybody gives us crap for it. So
Yeah,
it's,
they beat you guys by like 40 when they do it. They belt.
Yeah, not
You guys haven't
necessarily.
beat anybody good yet either.
But we
Felt
have.
the
We
push.
beat Memphis. See, you've said that, but we beat Memphis both times when they were the number 2 seed. We've taken Denver. I think we beat Denver 5 out of the last 6 times, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like there's just some teams. It's a you know how it is, and it don't matter. It don't matter because, like I said, playoffs is a different story. Like everybody keeps talking smack. Like we'll play Detroit. We'll beat Detroit in 5. Bring
At this
on
point,
Detroit.
we're just waiting for the regular season to end.
Yeah,
That's
bring
a
on
bold
Detroit.
14
Bring on the
games and
Bucks. Bring on the because
Yeah.
it's different. It's different. It's stepping stones, fellas. You know that. we've been there. We played in the playoffs. I'd actually rather play Detroit than the Bucks. I'd rather play Detroit than the Bucks in the first round.
Really?
Bucks been
Okay.
there before. Yeah, Bucks been there before. They're starting to come together. Detroit's young. Detroit
Detroit's one
is.
of those teams. They weren't supposed to be this good, so that's one of those teams. Like we're happy to be in the playoff. Listen, I could eat my words in a few weeks, but
We could,
they're one of
but
those teams that it's like we're happy to be here. The playoffs might be a little bit too soon for
what they
them.
win last year? 16 games,
Yeah,
something
they're
like
going
that.
from 16 or 15 wins, fired their
35.
coach to the 6th seed. I mean, I think they're just relishing the moment right now.
They're going to get to the playoffs, and they don't even. They're playing great, but they don't even know they're not supposed to be there, man. They're going to get there, and they're going to
Are you
play
still talking
somebody.
about your team? This sounds
No,
really
I'm
familiar.
talking about no. We're supposed to be there. We know what we're supposed. Dude, we're like the 4th or 5th best team in the whole league. Like we're right there. Look at the
Yeah, I mean,
records.
listen, Chris and I, we texted about it, but the writing's on the wall, right? Everyone on ESPN, NBA analysts, from sports radio, it's the Knicks are going to lose in the second round. That the writing's on the wall. That's just no. Everyone's counting. That's just written. That's set in
I
stone.
think Trae Young knows a little bit about that.
They're gonna get to the second round if they get through
Nah.
Detroit, and if they finish as the 3rd seed, they're gonna end up playing Boston in the second round, and they're gonna lose. That's what the consensus is. So we'll just wait until that time comes and see what
I
happens.
will.
That's
I
all.
will say I wish Mike was here. I know we're going to see him tomorrow, but since Mitchell Robinson's been there, they said we're like the 2nd ranked defense in the NBA. I told you guys as soon as Mitchell Robinson, and he's not even back yet. He's not even 100% yet. Like he's
Your
not.
team's gonna burst into flames by
They're
the time the
fine,
playoffs start.
Well, the
guys.
playoffs start in a couple of weeks, Rick. That's not gonna happen. So.
Yeah, and players play, and we haven't even been playing that. I mean, the minutes aren't even as bad. Like he broke that down too. And Brunson, with him sitting out,
You mean the guy that's doing the minutes is the guy that broke it down and gave you the explanation?
yeah,
and you
but
got
he
it?
wasn't
Okay.
lying. He was breaking it down compared to where they played other years, other places. He was breaking it down to what positions play, and he basically explained that they play the best players on the court.
He's
They're in
breaking
when the
down the
best.
players.
That's who they defend. That's what they
Is he
do.
also is he also telling about the IVs they're taking after every game and at halftime? Like you can't keep
No,
that up.
I don't even pay attention to that. That's not just.
Good.
I'm just telling
That's
the
just
truth.
negativity I don't need.
I block that out because it doesn't matter to me. Players play, and that's why you build a team. Like, and I think we got plenty of depth, and I'm seeing guys stepping up. Just like we didn't win. We're 3-3 since he's been out, but guys are stepping up and they're playing well in his absence. So I think we're gonna be fine.
I mean, just like Boston's the 2 seed. I mean, the Knicks they're pretty much locked into that 3rd seed. They're 5 games behind Boston, 5 games ahead of Milwaukee or whoever's the 4 seed right now. So with 10 and 12 games left, I don't think the standings are really going to change that much between now and the end of the regular season. So
It's like you might be coming to Boston, but you got to get through the first round first. And
yeah, that's true.
I'm really not worrying about the first round. Like I'm not, and I expect to play Boston at some point. I do.
I was hoping
I-
it would be round 3, but it looks like it's going to be round 2 if the wet
Yeah.
season stands the
Did
way
you
it
guys
is.
ever want to tank to get the 4 seed to match up with the Cavs in the second round?
No, I don't think
I'm not a
they're
believer.
not gonna have that mentality, especially with Tibbs. They're not gonna think like that. And they would really have to tank because there's only like 12 games left, and they'd have to lose 6 games in the standings to do that. I don't see, and Milwaukee would have to keep winning. I just don't see that happening.
Poor Tony.
I know we're doing a lot of Knicks talk, but I do want to bring something up that I know Karan wants to talk about. How mad were you the other night? We were I don't know if you guys seen it, but when Cat missed that game, Rick, you thought it was for being tired, beat down, or whatever, hurt because of Tibbs, but it was because somebody died and that was close to the family. Or so Green made some comments saying he was soft and said he didn't want to play because of Jimmy Butler. And then that's not what happened. And then we just played him again. And I think Cat had a damn good performance, but we lost the game. And then everybody was high-fiving Green after the game, and we were kind of pissed. And I know Karan had a
Yeah,
take.
it really bothered me. I watched that game. That they lost the game to Golden State. Green ran his mouth after the Knicks played Golden State here in New York, and said like Town. I heard he heard that Towns didn't want to play because he wanted to duck Jimmy Butler. that he was scared to play Jimmy Butler, which is a load of crock because he's played Jimmy Butler ever since they let Ward disappear on the same team, and he's had really good games against him. So that was a bald-faced lie. And then when it came out that Towns missed the game for personal reasons, Green said, "Oh, that's too bad. I didn't know," but that's what I heard. So no apology, no nothing. He just said it on his podcast show because that's what he is now. He's a media guy. He's trying to get clicks and say hot takes and things like that. So when they play again now in Golden State last Saturday, I wanted to see if anybody on the team would send him a message, specifically like Mitchell Robinson. I know we had just signed PJ Tucker to a 10-day contract. I was hoping that one of those guys would give him a little shove, give him a little elbow, say, we don't play like that here. But it didn't happen. The team played really well that game. They fought. I'm not even upset that they lost the game. Towns had a monster game. He played really well. And after the game, Towns stormed off the court. And Mitchell Robinson was one right behind him. Didn't shake anybody's hand after the game and was upset that they lost, and he walked off the court. What bothered me was seeing some of the guys on the team go hug and dap up, Draymond Green. And then I know that's just the way the league is now. They all do it after every game. I was kind of hoping that somebody would send him a message or, just have Towns. It didn't look like anybody had Towns' back. Now, the Knicks aren't making a big deal out of it. No one said anything. It's not a big story. It's just a bad look. So
Hey, Mang, what if he is scared, though? Because I don't know if you've been doing your homework or not, but
Oh,
I know the history on this a little bit.
Scared of what?
yeah, scared of what?
Scared
The
of
guy
what?
29 points on Saturday against Jimmy Butler.
What proofs in the pudding? What do you think? We're the Bucks? I mean, I know the Bucks suck when they play Jimmy Butler.
It's that the whole Jimmy and Cat and Tibbs thing in Minnesota basically just exploded before it even started.
That was 5 years ago.
Correct, but I'm saying that since that time has gone on, right? Jimmy Butler has bounced through a lot of teams since Minnesota, right? So whatever he was doing then hasn't gotten any better. So I get what you're saying, but then you put him on a team with Draymond Green, the biggest crap talker in the league.
Yeah. So who do you think? So what you just said? Butler's played on a half a dozen teams in 5 years. Towns got traded from one team to another, which they just couldn't fit because they had already too many big guys. Who do you think is the problem?
I would say the problem. Okay, the problem is Butler, but I'm saying if I'm Cat, dude. First off, I'm bigger than you. Second, if someone keeps poking you, you gotta do something about it.
And he did. He dropped 29 on him and
think
showed
he's had
out.
great games against him.
He did. And I will say, Mr. Clickbait is more the problem because he's the one bringing it up. I didn't hear Jimmy Butler say anything, and I didn't hear Cat say anything.
Mr. Clickbait got you talking about it right now. That's what
he did. He did. And then the only thing I agree with him 100%. And I was waiting for you to say the other thing. You texted me and you thought like Hartenstein or DiVincenzo. We were chippy last year. We were chippy last year.
DiVincenzo, Hartenstein, they would not let that happen. They wouldn't. They would send a message. Even guys like Alec Burke, I think, would send a message.
Then Cat should do something about it.
But he did. He dropped 29. Now he did miss a couple threes. Yeah, we lost, man. But it's a team game, and our best player was not playing.
That would have happened though, Matt. That would have happened had the Knicks even won the game, and we would have still been talking about it because after the game, guys like and again, I hate to say it because obviously this is my team. I love these guys, but guys like Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, the coach Thibodeau. Guys off the bench, they're all hugging and high-fiving Green. So whether we win, like I said, I don't even care that we lost the game. We lost 97-94 to Golden State on the road, who's 15-2 with Jimmy Butler on the team. So I get it. They're a great team right now. They're playing really well.
Here we go. No, he's right. You're 100% right, Crown.
Ben, this is so Ben and I know each other through a flag football league that I helped create, right? Ben, I think you would agree that at the end of games, there are people on your team that will go over and say, hey, to some people, and those are some of the same people that you would love to hit with a folding chair like you were at WrestleMania, right?
Oh, yeah. I remember there was a fight during one of the games last year almost.
Again, not asking for them to fight. I don't want anybody to get suspended.
But don't make the extra effort to go
What do you want them to do, though? What do you want someone on the Knicks to do to
you can walk through. You can walk through and
walk off the court with Cat.
At least do the NBA tough guy where you get up in his face and talk, but don't do anything at the very least.
Technicals, get a double
I feel like in the game you do a pretty hard foul at some point. Precious Achua could have did it. somebody
You
that
tell
doesn't
me we
play a
get in
lot.
Green's face, he's not getting a technical. He's the king of technical fouls. All you have to do is
Yeah.
look at the guy, and he'll get a technical foul.
But even at the end
So
of the game, it's like all happy cheery. It's like the one reason why I dropped the F bomb in the NFL network. I hardly ever do it, but you would. It's a time thing. I would never. Lawrence Taylor would have never
yeah,
swapped jerseys with Reggie White. Like
I
it just
want
wouldn't
to.
have happened. It was never going to happen, and they weren't going to sign. I remember Saquon signing and switching jerseys with Lee, and like that would never. And I get it. It was the whole Penn State thing. It wouldn't happen back when we were growing up. That's the way the league is, and
and I
that's
really
it.
hate to because it was 30, 40 years ago, whatever it was. Guys like in the 90s with like Oakley and Mason and stuff like that wouldn't happen.
Nope,
That just
never.
wouldn't happen
Okay, but
until it does
but
now.
also again, if you watch like The Last Dance,
That's just
Oakley
what
would
we like.
just he would just grab people and just slap them. Like
Yeah,
just
I'm saying
that's a
listen. I
crime.
would have loved if he did that, but obviously I understand it's 2025. It's not going to happen.
It's not
But
going to
you got
happen.
to
It's still
you got to
crime.
meet you got to
You
meet
don't
somewhere
gotta
in the
make that.
middle. You got to
You
meet
gotta have to
somewhere in
make
the
Also,
that
a
middle.
extra
fine
effort.
or multiple game suspension.
That's a
You
Yeah,
got to
crime.
but
meet all those
you don't
Worst
got to
days
go
are
fights
kiss his
over.
in the
ass after the
playoffs.
game.
Yeah,
You don't got to
yeah,
kiss his ass
exactly.
after the game. You don't have to be all up
Yeah,
there
It didn't
dapping and laughing.
didn't it happen in last
However,
year's
yeah,
playoffs?
I
Didn't
hate
it
that
happen in
stuff.
Can
last year's playoffs?
all right, let me ask you this though, right? I guess I would look at it through this lens, right? I don't know who your elder
you're
statesman is
just
on the Knicks, right?
instigating.
Huh?
That's all. You're just instigating. That's
Hold
all.
on, sunshine. I
You
didn't get
agree.
to
I think
finish
deep
my
down inside, I
sentence.
know better. I know deep
Hold
down
on,
You
inside,
know, if this happened to
gaslighter.
Jalen
Let
Brown or
me
Jason
speak.
Tatum, you would have said the same thing.
Can I
he
finish? Can
knows.
I
He
please
knows.
finish?
Yes, please finish, sir. But I
Okay,
know
well,
what
then
you're
I'm not
doing.
finished. Okay, hear me out. I don't
All
know who
right.
your elder statesman and also your team, but let's just say it's someone that's been there for 4 or 5 years, right? So they've been on that team for a while. They've been playing for the Knicks. They've been holding down the fort. They've been playing the Golden State Warriors, the same team with the same guys for 5 years.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
hold on, sunshine. Here comes your new teammate who is as zesty as ranch sauce, right? And maybe you're not best friends with him, but you're friends with Draymond, and you've been playing against him as a good competitor over the years. So what? All of a sudden, you're supposed to dump the relationship with this guy for 5 years for this guy that's been on your team for 5 months? I mean, I
All
understand he's
like
your
that. There's
teammate,
15
but
guys on the team.
what are you gonna do? Stop talking to everybody because this guy got some beef from 5 years ago? That sounds petty. That
it's a
sounds
little
real petty.
It just
no, but
happened a week
Calm
ago.
down.
The guy just called the guy. He just called your teammate. You know what? Because he missed a game for a funeral.
I don't know what he called him, so I'm being honest. I
He
actually don't
said
know.
he
I don't want
didn't
you to get
call him.
in trouble. Don't say it.
yeah,
He
because
he
he
didn't
didn't look.
call him. No, he didn't call him a name. That was just me saying that.
Oh, okay,
But
all right, all right, all right.
he
No,
said
I want
on
to
his
actually know.
podcast, he
Why do you
said,
get my
"I
hopes up?
heard that Towns missed the game because he was afraid to play Jimmy Butler." You can't
Yeah.
say that on a public platform and think
It's
you get away
stupid.
with it.
You just did.
Yeah,
I
but he
didn't say
made it's something totally like he made it up. It was dumb. It didn't. It's not
Pointless.
true.
I'm
And
not
then on
Draymond
top
Green.
of it,
We don't have 2
and
million
then on
people
top of it,
following me on Twitter or Instagram.
yeah, it ain't like me saying I think LeBron's not really hurt. I think LeBron's sitting out because he don't want to play back to backs and all that bullshit. But he sits out like this time of year every year.
I don't know.
He always does.
Put a bow on that. I mean, look, it's over with. It's a little bit of noise with the team. That's one thing. The Bridges comments from 2 weeks ago.
Him
Josh
back
Hart
and
and
all.
Tibbs, Josh Hart and Tibbs yelling at each other on the sideline. I don't know. It's
It
just
sounds like your
it's-
team's soft and you're getting upset by it. That's what I'm.
I
I
was a
think
little
they
frustrated.
I think they acted soft. Go ahead, Chris.
And you need those intangibles to come together as a team.
And
you
that's
know?
Ben, that's what I think just happened because I felt exactly the same way, and I agree with everything he's saying. But I like, even though we didn't win every night, I like the way we responded. We had Bridges hit the game winner and had a great game. We had Josh Hart go out and get the 8th triple double this season to tie, the franchise history with Walt Frazier. Cat just had a really good game and led us back in that comeback. Had that 15-0 run. I mean, we're fighting as a team and playing well. And we had, and then you bring Brunson back to that, we're going to be fine. So I like the way we're responding to it. So I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
I mean,
I
Brunson
didn't like
wasn't
it.
playing that game. He wasn't on the court. Maybe it would have been different. I hope he sent these guys a message in the locker room. I hope, but we'll never know. So
I think we responded well. I was hoping it wouldn't go sour. That's all.
To me, you should just do all that stuff like off the court, off camera. Like you can do it in the locker room or outside the locker room, but like now
But
you just I mean, the guys on the team, you can't help but think that, like, oh, like they're gonna be buddy after the game. It's just like this is our team, this is our job. At the end of the day, we can't be buddy. We're trying to win the title. We just can't be friends with them after the game. I mean, that's where the game's changed. Like, I wish it was more like it was back in the '80s and the '90s. This is
You know
before
what
I
I'm hearing
existed,
throughout
but
this entire episode is that we've all finally become our dads.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
My dad doesn't know jack crap about sports. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
but there's something in this world where he's like, back in my day, it might not be sports, but
I mean,
something.
back in the day, you
Yeah,
could
but
punch somebody in the face and they were like, common foul. Here, smoke your cigarette in between your free throws.
back in that days when you started watching it, right? Like back in that days when you started watching these teams, and I guess that's what made you
yeah.
either like or dislike them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it's
Mhm.
part of sports. Like when you're that competitive, when you're putting everything on the line, like it matters. Like this is life or death. Not
Mhm.
quite to that extent, but
Mhm.
they're willing to do whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
It doesn't happen in
100%.
basketball at all, though. It doesn't. Like with other sports, quarterback gets hit dirty, you know that offensive lineman's going to go and pummel the guy that gives him a cheap shot. If a guy in baseball gets hit, the pitcher's going to drill the next guy just as retaliation. In hockey, there's
They do it
fights
for the
all the
fun of
time.
it in hockey.
So yeah, it just doesn't happen in
It's
basketball.
it's allowed.
There's
If you
it
do it in
doesn't happen
Yeah,
in
basketball,
hockey's
though,
crazy.
people die, dude. Like, again, you're talking about people that are jumping as high as they possibly can in the air. What goes up will come down. And if you get jaw jacked on a court, as Rudy Tomjanovich, and bang your head off the floor, you don't have no helmet
You're
like
going
these
to
other
you're going
sports.
to the real. You're going WWE here on me, Rick. I'm
No,
just
no, I'm
asking.
saying, like,
I
I'm
mean,
just
look at his
asking.
if you
belt.
fight in
Look at
basketball,
his
it
I
belt.
gets
wonder
crazy
why,
quick.
but you're going WWE. You're going all John Cena heel on me, man. I mean, I just want to throw a couple
Seen
elbows and get a
heel on
couple of
me.
double technicals or something. Like, there's a difference between a flagrant 2 and just jawing at a guy and giving him a shove.
You could have just sent him right into Tracy Morgan's puke. That would have been,
Just a hard foul, man.
yeah, get a
Just
little
one,
bouncy,
just one hard foul. Just like he's getting ready to get an easy basket. Just one hard foul. That's all. Just let him know.
Imagine a player diving for a loose ball, and that's right
Oh,
when Tracy Morgan was just.
The Knicks are
I
getting
mean, damn. Did
destroyed
you
in
guys
San
see
Antonio
it?
by
I mean,
one.
like, did you guys see it? Like, it was bad. Like, it was
There was a lot.
projected. It was a
I
lot.
saw the picture.
I got a
Yeah.
real
We
funny meme. Somebody posted. I think it was at the Big Nick Energy podcast or whoever they are. I follow them because of their memes. It was they were giving credit to Josh Hart getting his 8th triple double. Had him standing beside Walt Frazier. It was like a black and white picture, and then in the background you see Tracy Morgan throwing up on the court. I'll have to send it to you guys. It's funny. I was like, damn, they
I
put
saw
him
the
in there.
picture.
I can't believe they put him in there,
Chris, the
man.
Knicks are down by 25.
I know. I
Boy.
know. I didn't even want to. I didn't even
Well, I
want to
mean,
bring it up.
guys, we
Who
went
said-
full
Who
circle
said
back.
before we started, easy dub, no Wemby, no Fox? I was
What-
like, yeah.
What did I say? I said I
No,
hope
wait,
so.
what?
No,
You're
no,
losing
somebody
by
said-
25?
Hey,
So far.
listen. There's like 4.5 minutes to go in the second, and we're notorious for starting terrible. I've been saying it.
Yeah,
saying
I know.
since I
I'm
met
aware.
Karan.
Also notorious for ending terrible as well. But okay, yeah. Down 25.
Man, you were on a roll. All right, so I don't know if we're taking a break. or we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's the
keep
perfect
rolling.
time for dumb shit. So let's.
Absolutely. Rick gets the credit for the dumb shit.
Come back. The Knicks will
I
be
mean,
down
it's
by
everybody's up. It's up to everybody else's interpretation.
All right. That was my interpretation.
But we'll be back, and we'll get into the.
Celtics, maybe we just talked the whole time.
Yeah, it was just you guys defending the Knicks. No one had to.
dirty Knickerbockers.
There's got to be
I like
something.
being on. I like being on
I
the
get it.
defense.
The Boston guys, they don't have they don't have a care in the world right now. I understand. They're the defending champs. They're the 2 seed. I get it.
Holding
You
their
guys don't have a
belts,
lot-
man.
You guys don't have a lot to complain about. So you guys,
We're getting so good at resting our players that
Yeah.
Vegas thinks we're not the title favorites
you
anymore.
guys are resting yourselves for these podcasts because you
You
just
know what we're not good at is hitting our exit. So let's get to our break, and we'll come back and we'll talk more.
I'm sorry. Let's cut
Come
that
on
part
back.
out.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
Welcome back. We all were rested, we peed, whatever else everybody else did.
Refreshed.
We're refreshed. Real quick, before we jump into Matt Libz, let's not forget our other sponsor, Sparrow Hair Studios, on Columbia Ave in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So if you're near, most of us, some of us that are in this group, might want to check them out for a haircut. And then
Summertime.
cue the music for Matt Libz.
That's gonna come back and haunt somebody. No, they're quick. They're quick. Easy one goes bye. I'm Rick Ramone though, but Matt Libz.
Yeah, but it's Matt Libz.
It
It's
is
always Matt Libz, isn't it?
I know, but I'm Rick. I'm just saying. I'm getting.
No, but that's the. We
Hey,
would.
Dave, do you want to go first, Dave?
I like how he. I did like how
Yes,
he
I
cued
do.
the music. I like how
All
he
right,
cued
well-
the music. I like how he
All
cued
right.
the music.
We're queuing it up, man. All right, so Dave, I'm gonna get one thing I'm learning this year in Matt Libz is I like giving a good question, but then giving the person time to think.
That's
and
my
circling
favorite.
back. All right. So real quick, Dave, favorite horror movie?
Horror movie?
Horror movie.
Okay. Those are two different things.
So is he going to come back, or you want him to answer it?
No, I just want answer real quick. Top is
Pet Cemetery, the first one, the original.
Ooh,
All right.
wow.
Now when we come back, you have to cast some of the Clash of Conferences members in Pet Cemetery in your own.
Nice.
All right. Topher.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we just saw Tracy Morgan almost die on the court from whatever was going on with him. But with that said, a question for you, sir. Obviously, I'm Rick Ramone. I've sat courtside at a Celtics game. If you could sit courtside at a dirty Knickerbocker game, give me 3 people that you would like to sit with.
But right now, like any 3 people in the world, or famous, not famous, like anything.
Anybody.
Man, I like to. I wish I had more. I wish I could sit with all you guys at a Knickerbocker game on the floor. That'd be great. I would love to do that. But since it's only a once in a lifetime thing, I would like to sit with like Eli Manning. I think he would be a great person to sit beside. Carmelo Anthony. I think he would be another one to sit at a basketball game with, and definitely not Tracy Morgan, because I don't want him to throw up on me. So I'm not sitting beside him. I love him, man. I love him. But one more.
Ben Stiller.
Nah, I seen Ben Stiller. That's a story for another day. Let me
You don't
think
want to sit
about
with
that.
Spike?
I
Think about it.
you know
Number
what?
one Knicks
Yeah.
fan?
No. Yeah, that would be my 3. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, Spike Lee, 100%. I don't know why I didn't even say that. I would love to be with those 3 guys.
That's
Absolutely.
our mascot, Rick.
How original. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Dude, it wasn't going to be great. It would be awesome.
Karan.
You asked.
Karan. Not a mascot question. Hooray. Karan, tell me the 2 worst Knickerbocker draft picks and why.
That I can remember. Kevin Knox, number 9.
Pretty terrible.
I think, 12 to 10 years ago. Just
Number
because of the
9
players.
pick, right?
Yeah, number 9.
Yeah,
pick.
number
Just,
9,
I think
yep.
2016, if I'm not mistaken, or 2017. Just the names that were taken after him that we could have had an opportunity. I think Dennis Smith Jr. was taken after him, and then we traded for Dennis Smith Jr. after
Later.
drafting Kevin Knox. So that was one of them. The second one, it's not their fault because he was taken right before, but we took Jordan Hill, I think, with the 7th pick or the 8th pick, and Steph Curry was taking a pick before that. So and wanted to come to New York. So that one just stings a little bit because of what could have been. And I know Curry in New York would have been something, but those are 2 that I remember off the top of my head that just they were not good draft picks even where they were taken. So for 9 and 7, that's what sticks out. I know
Yeah,
that was
those
the
are-
exciting answer you were looking for. So
no. I mean, you're right. It's funny because I actually Kevin Knox was one of the answers I thought you might pick. So when you went to that, made sense. Ben, I know you know your Celtics, so I'm hoping you can dig a little deep on this one. So I want the two best trades that the Celtics have made, but don't include any of them that involve Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown.
One's got to be Derek White. I think it was Romeo Langford, a draft pick, and I can't think of the other player, but an absolute fleece job. And Derek White has turned into like one of the most reliable players in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Hits threes, your classic three and defends. I
Yep.
think he leads the league in blocks for guards, if I'm not mistaken. So you can bring your Brunson. Hopefully in the playoffs, if you bring your Donovan Mitchell, he locks him down. Um, but yeah, I would say Derek White, like absolute fleece job.
Yep.
And that's when he had hair. Now he doesn't have hair. So
That's got to be better.
I think
scary
it
day.
was. I want to say Dennis Schroeder was the other player. I think it was Dennis
Maybe.
Schroeder, Romeo Langford, and a draft pick of some
Yeah.
sort.
Yep.
And I think Dennis Schroeder might set the record for most teams played in the NBA. That guy's been on like a dozen teams now.
Yep.
Guy should have took the money from the Lakers when he had the chance. I would say other trade where they fleece somebody. Don't include Tatum or Brown. Hmm.
Porzingis or Drew Holiday free agent signings?
Yeah, I would say no.
Those are all
Porzingis.
trades.
You could argue Porzingis or the Holiday trade. I'd say the Holiday trade because it just
That's what
like
I
the
was thinking.
Bucks.
Yeah.
That
The
solidified the
Bucks
title.
got Lillard, but at the time, like Drew Holiday was like the perfect what they needed. Like it
Yep.
was Giannis, then Middleton, then him, and that was like a good you're talking about tiers of your team, like of how you want to build your team. You got your star, you got your secondary guy that can make threes, you got your point guard that can dish and defend and hit threes. But they wanted the better player in Lillard, and it hasn't paid off for them, but it paid instant dividends for the Celtics, clearly. And it's still paying dividends despite what some people might say that they have to move him or he's not good anymore. It's like,
Idiots.
yeah.
Comes a fleece, and look at the Bucks. I mean, and they're not going anywhere, man. They're not a threat.
Yeah.
Nah.
They definitely
Yeah,
went
who's their
backwards.
It's Kuzma's their third guy now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not great.
not great at all.
Not great. I'm sure I'll think of other trades where I'm just like, oh yeah, like now that I'm like thinking about it, like,
Mm-hmm.
But
All
yeah,
right.
I'd say Holiday and Derek White.
Dave, you picked quite the movie. I was expecting more of one with an ensemble. So this
Yeah,
is
this is hard. I kind of. There's like three dudes in this movie, so I can
Yeah, I
only
don't.
really do three of them.
I don't. It
Perfect.
is a good movie. I remember the movie, but not in depth enough. I could never do this. Could never do
It was
this.
not easy. We're doing the whole sports network, right? Because that's what we are.
yeah, just if there's only 5 people, you can just pick out of the 20, you
solid.
pick the best
Very
5.
nice. I heard. I called it. Good job. Whole sports fan
so-
network, because that's what we are.
Randy would be the old neighbor. Remember the old neighbor that kind of
Yes.
offered guidance?
Yup.
And then I have Matt, you as like the main character, like the dad of the family. And
That's
then
true.
Tony is Gage, the little boy that gets run over by the truck.
Oh man.
You're the dad, and I no doubt would imagine that you have at least saved Tony from getting hit by one truck in you guys' lives.
I mean, he might have got hit by a parked car before. I'm not sure, but
Yeah. So in this case, it's a truck, and he gets killed, and you bury him in a pet cemetery. And he comes back to life, but it's not the same. It's not the same Tony anymore.
what if this is the alternate Tony?
It's the
right now?
flu. The flu. Is that what he is when he comes
That's
back?
what he comes out as. He comes.
Oh my god, Dave,
Okay.
you killed it.
I love it. That was good. That was good.
And he could have, instead of having his cat, he could have his big dog. He could have Clementine. Yeah, he could just have the dog. He could
Clementine.
just have the dog. Yeah.
Clementine. All right, that's the end of Matt Libz.
All
Thank you,
right.
Wow.
boys, for playing.
Does anybody have any have to get off your chest statements?
I think
Aren't
I
you
got
boys
mine
doing some
out in the.
fun stuff?
I think I got mine out in the first half.
What?
Ditto.
Aren't you guys doing stuff?
I feel like I always get my points out. Oh, aren't we doing things? Oh, yes. All right. Well, my day's already planned. If you follow us in the Google chat, which all of you do, except for Greg and Tony P, and there's a couple others, Paul. They got to do better. But yeah, uh, I'm excited for tomorrow morning. I'm off work. I'm going to get up. I'm going to watch the March Madness pod because them guys I heard they were fired last night. And then I'm going to go sit with a bunch of them and watch some college sports. I'm excited. March Madness.
Where?
PJs. Dude, I'm not a host. I'm not good at this. You know what we're doing.
Massachusetts. I have no idea.
All right, we're going to PJs in Downingtown. I think they're going to have, I think Paul and Mike, that's why Mike's not here right now. They're driving right now as we speak. They're going to have a table in a high top with Kyle by like 11:30. So people will be watching this Friday. So if you're watching this Friday, we're there Friday also. Come out. Come out and see the Clash of Conferences.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Representing,
And-
baby.
It's gonna be a fun day.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'd like.
You guys got any upset picks or stuff you're really confident about?
I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm not a college guy.
I'm on this podcast because I don't know what they're talking about in the other podcasts.
I got all right. I got one. I got North Carolina winning a game or two.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were complaining they shouldn't even be in the tournament, but they looked good last night, and I got them definitely winning the first game.
St. John's going to the Elite Eight. I don't know if that's a surprise or underdog, but Patino's
I think
the best
I got
coach
them going
in the
out pretty
tournament.
far. I got St. John's going out pretty far, but I'm not. My credentials suck. Like I don't know anything about college sports. Like I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
So
all of our teams are good pro teams. What are we to do? Like Matt said, we've never really had good college sports here. It's
That's
always
why
been the
Mike's so
pros.
into it.
Could you imagine if we had good college sports? Cheese and crepes. That would...
I know. Apparently, you guys win everything. You know, Bruins win, the Celtics win, Patriots. Well, Patriots. I don't
I
know,
don't care
man.
about them, but you're not. Yeah, they did win a lot.
Well, Ben does. I mean, Ben likes the Patriots.
I care
I do-
about all of them.
Yeah,
It's a
he's-
downtime overall. It's just the Celtics carrying the city, but good things are ahead.
Downtime when
Good
only
things
one
are
of the
definitely
teams is
ahead.
carrying the
with
city.
you being a 4 for 4, it's like it seems like you always have somebody.
No, you said it's a downtime.
Yeah.
There's only one team that's carrying them right now.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Well,
but at least he got somebody. Like
Well,
my
we have
team's
8
all
here in
been.
New York and haven't won anything
I
in
was going
13
to say
years.
we can't have 17 like you guys.
Yeah, but see, I don't root all. Well, I'm just a
No, I
Nixon.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't either. But I'm saying in general, we have two teams in every sport, and the last parade we had is 2011. So
Yeah.
New team coming, the Rochester Rats.
Rochester Rats. Shut your hole. uh,
That's the dumb shit we were looking for, right?
yeah, man. Yeah, I had fun tonight. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So, real quick, who's everybody got winning in their bracket? Because every single one of us are supposed to do a bracket. So we might as well get that out there.
Community College.
There's still time. The games don't get in for another 15 hours.
So
There's
you don't
still
have
time.
you don't have
I
one
haven't
yet?
even, to be honest, I haven't looked at it. I've just been listening to as much as I can. I like to go in with as much info and then whatever I feel in that moment, tapping the screen, that's what I
Boom,
feel.
boom, boom. Yeah.
take Florida Gulf Coast to win the whole thing.
All right. I got Florida winning the whole thing. I think I got.
Actually,
Are there
got
any
Florida.
chances?
that was because I flipped the coin.
What's Kentucky ranked? I want to kind of take them to get upset.
Third, I think, in their bracket.
Oof.
I think.
They've been third before and it hasn't worked out. I think they've been two before and they've been upset.
I think I have them going out pretty far. Cody, be proud. I got Lewis.
Yeah.
I got Loserville winning some games as well, though.
Oh, don't tell them that.
Like I said, this don't come out to Friday, so.
Nice.
Well, we'll be back next week. We can talk about all of that if we're allowed. I don't know. It's kind of crosses some boundaries with our other podcast, but
Well, you see how much we know, so we probably should leave it to them.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Stick to the pros.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Thank you,
Thank you,
fellas.
guys. That was awesome.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yes, like, subscribe, look at the links. I'm not going to point. They know where they are by now.
Can't wait for my hat.
Yeah, I'll just buy one. So will the
50%
rest of
off.
us.
Rick Ramone, baby.
Cowboy.